Input or output ports, that is, I/O, enable you to connect peripheral devices such as the keyboard, mouse, printer and scanners to the system. It is the entry and exit point for data from the system. A port is used to connect a system and a device together. The different shapes and sizes of the ports make it easy to connect devices to the system and ensure that you do not connect a device to the wrong port. For example, you cannot insert the mouse connector in the printer port. You can also use the symbols next to the ports to identify a port. Some devices such as keyboard and mouse port on newer systems use the PS2 ports that look the same but can be differentiated using the port color. In this lesson, you will learn how to identify the different types of ports, configure IRQ, and troubleshoot ports. Click Next. A serial port is like a single-lane road that sends and receives one bit of data at a time. Thus, the 8 bits of data in one byte travel one bit at a time and one behind the other. The serial port connector, also known as the communication or COM port, can have 9 or 25 pins. A serial port is used to connect devices such as the mouse and modems to the system. The parallel port is like an 8-lane road that transmits 8 bits of data at a time. It is like 8 cars moving on a wide road side by side. The parallel port connector has 25 pins to connect devices such as printers, scanners, external hard drives, and tape backup devices. The different types of parallel ports include the unidirectional port, standard parallel port, that is SPP, enhanced parallel port, that is EPP, and Enhanced Capabilities Port, that is ECP. Click the various boxes to learn more. When done, click Next to continue. The DIN5 port is used to connect the keyboard to the system. This port is also called the AT port and uses 5 pins for connecting the keyboard. The PS2 port is used to connect the keyboard and mouse to the system. The ports are available in a color that matches the color of the connector of the mouse and keyboard. This port uses 6 pins to connect the device. The USB port is a rectangular port that allows you to connect a variety of devices to the system. Since most USB devices offer plug-and-play support, you can just plug the device into the USB port. However, the USB driver must be installed before using the USB port. The USB port supplies power to devices like the web camera, which does not use an external power source. You can use USB hubs if you need to connect more USB devices than the number of USB ports you have on your system. You can connect up to 5 USB hubs to the system, which can provide up to 1024 USB ports. However, you can connect a maximum of 127 USB devices to your system. The USB cable connects the system to the device and can have maximum length of 5 meters, as the USB cable design does not support it due to electromagnetic fields. The USB cable has two different connections, one at each end of the USB cable, connection A and B. Connection A connects to the system. Connection B is used to connect the USB cable to the device. Devices that have the USB cable built into them do not have this connection. Infrared, Bluetooth and Firewire ports are generally found on laptops. While infrared and Bluetooth are wireless technologies, Firewire connections involve a Firewire cable. What is the purpose of the I/O ports? Select the correct answer and click Submit. That's right. I/O ports enable you to connect peripheral devices to the system. Next, you will learn how to configure the IRQ of ports. Configuring the IRQ line enables you to set an IRQ line number for a hardware device. The device uses the IRQ line to communicate with the microprocessor. The system has 16 IRQ lines to enable communication with devices. A device may be configured manually or by factory settings to use an IRQ line that is already being used by another device. If both these devices are used simultaneously, it will result in an IRQ line conflict and the system may malfunction. You will now see how to view the IRQ number assigned to a device. Click Start on the taskbar. Select the Settings option. Select the Control Panel option on the Settings. The Control Panel window opens. Double the System Properties dialog box displays the Hardware tab. Click the Device Manager button. The Device Manager dialog box displays the different devices. You can click the plus symbol next to a device category to display the different devices listed under the category. Click the plus symbol next to ports. Select the device communications port COM1 under port. Next, you must right-click COM1 to see the pop-up menu. Then, select the Properties option. The Properties dialog box for the device displays. Click the Resource tab. The Resources tab displays. Notice the interrupt request assigned to the device in the Resource Settings box. To change the number, clear the Use Automatic Settings checkbox. Double-click Interrupt Request in the Resource Settings list. The Edit Interrupt Request dialog box displays. You can change the IRQ by entering a new value in the Value text box. Notice that the Conflict Information section displays the information that no devices are conflicting. If you want to change the IRQ, you can enter a new value in the Value text box and click OK when done. Identify the steps to configure an IRQ once the device, such as COM1, is selected for you. Perform the task by dragging each step number to the appropriate step. Good job! Good job! Careful, try again. That's incorrect. Careful, try again. Good job! Good job! Good job! The printer attached to this system is not being detected by the system. However, it is working properly when connected to another system. Therefore, the most likely cause for the problem is a faulty connection. Click on the image to learn how to troubleshoot the problem. When done, click Next to continue. Identify the steps you need to take to troubleshoot when a peripheral device connected to your system is not working. Select the correct answers and click Submit. Sorry, try again. That's not right. If a peripheral device connected to your system is not working properly, some of the steps you can take to troubleshoot the problem include checking if the device is properly connected to the port and the card for the port is properly connected to the motherboard, and uninstalling and reinstalling the device drivers. In this lesson, you learned how to identify the different types of ports, configure IRQ, and troubleshoot.